Find the quotient. Remember, the quotient is the answer to a division problem. So our problem reads 71.5, which is the dividend, divided by 0.5, which is the divisor. So I'm going to start by just writing it in the order that I would read it. So I'd read it 71.5, and then I'd read the division symbol next. So I'll put the division symbol over the dividend. And then you always put the divisor on the outside, so the 0.5 goes on the outside. And if you want to put the 0 in front, you can. 0.5 is the same thing as 0.5. Now I need to focus on the divisor. If the divisor has a decimal, then you need to move the decimal. That's how you know if you need to move it. So I do see a decimal. So I need to move this decimal until it hits the wall. And by hitting the wall, I mean the division symbol, hitting the division symbol. So it's a cutesy way to say that we need this divisor to be a whole number. So if I move that decimal one place to the right, it becomes 5. Because, I mean, technically the decimal is there, meaning it's 5.0, which is the same thing as 5. So then I put the division symbol back. And then if I move the decimal in the divisor, I also need to move it in the dividend. So the decimal ends up behind the 5 in the 71.5. So now it's 715. And now I'm ready to go ahead and start dividing. So I just ask myself, how many times, so I go over to the question, how many times does the divisor, and the divisor in this case, let me switch colors, is the 5. So the 5 is the divisor. How many times does the 5 go into 7? Well, if I look at my chart, 10 is too much, so I'm going to have to use 5. So this answers the question, how many times? Well, 1 time. So the answer to the question goes at the top. 1 time 5 goes into 7 because 1 times 5 is 5. And then I subtract. 7 minus 5, I get 2. Then rather bring down the 1, and then I ask the question again. So you could say, Daddy has a question. 5 goes into 21 how many times? Well, I come over here to my chart, and 25 is too much, so I'm going to use 20. So that's 4 5s. How many 5s? 4 5s. So the answer to the question goes to the top. Then mommy multiply. I multiply 4 times the 5, which is 20. Sister subtract, 21 minus 20 is 1. Brother bring down. Then I can ask the question. So you can say, Daddy has a question. 5 goes into 15 how many times? Well, I look at my chart and look, 15 is right here. That's exactly 3 5s. So how many times does 5 go into 15? 3 times. So the answer to the question goes to the top. And then mommy multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. Sister subtract, which is 0. Brother bring down, there's nothing to bring down. So when you have a 0 at the bottom and there's nothing to bring down, you know that you're finished. So my answer is 143. So I'm going to go ahead and put my quotient. I'll type it in here, 143. Quotient is the answer to a division problem, and I got it right. You can see the green circle at the top.